Hi viewers at home, all over the world, from wherever you are seeing this right now. You are welcome to another wonderful episode of Veritatem. Veritatem is a program where we discuss nothing but the truth. I am very sure that the last episode was a blessing to you, where we discussed about purpose or popularity. And I know that by now you must have made up your mind to be purposeful, but it's not really about popularity. Thank you. We have a wonderful topic today to talk about. And before I talk about the topic today, I would like to introduce to you the people with me in the studio today. I have a wonderful set of people. Just to my right here, I have Victor. You're welcome. Also, just in the middle, beside Victor, is Dami. Dami, you're welcome. And last but not least today, on the hot seat today, I have Ayo Miko. Ayo, you're welcome. And to my wonderful audience in the studio, thank you for making it today. Today we have a very wonderful topic. Not a leader, but responsible. Actually, there is a lot of questions in the heart of so many young people. They want to be the leader, they want to be the governor of their state, they want to be the president of their country, they want to be everything you can mention. But may I tell you something this afternoon, wherever you are, that you don't have to be a leader for you to be responsible. But today, like I introduced to you earlier, I have people in the studio with me that will be answering all these questions today. Let's start with this question first. I want to ask this question: who is a leader and what does it mean to be responsible? Danny, I don't know if you can give answer to this question.
Thank you very much for that question. A leader is someone who influences a group of people in order to achieve a common goal. A leader is someone who the follower sees as a problem solver. For example, we can see that in the lives of the Israelites. Whenever they had a problem, whenever they were stranded, they believed that if they should tell Moses about it, he should be ready to provide the solution. That is what a leader is. We can say that a leader is someone who through encouragement can bring back the confidence of the depressed followers. Like, we can also see that using Moses as an example, when they were on their way to Canaan land, even though he was dying, he was almost dead, he still told them that they should be of good courage. He encouraged them in the Lord and he placed over them someone who is Joshua to continue even after his demise. So we can say a leader is somebody who is very responsible. Means to be able to take charge or control over something or someone. For example, we can see Queen Esther in the Bible. She saw what the people of the Jews were passing through. She knew that these people, they are my people, I cannot leave them. And she knew how dangerous it would be for her to approach the king on behalf of the Jews, but she still took responsibility. She went on and she approached the king, and to the glory of God, she was favored, and her people were afraid. So to be responsible means to be able to take control of something. She was able to take control of that situation at that time, and that brought about the freedom of the Jews.
Thank you so much, Dami, for that wonderful answer. That was very, very wonderful. While you were talking, Dami, I saw Dotso in the audience. He was trying to know this. Dotso, do you have something to say about this, please?
Thank you, Mr. Presenter, for this wonderful topic. I think it's time for us to know the difference between a leader and a boss. A leader shows how the work is done, whereas a boss just tell you how to do it. A leader always uses the word we will do it, whereas a boss always wants to take the credit by saying hi, I will do it, I've done it. I think a leader always wants to develop the team, whereas a boss just wants to take the glory, take the credit, the full credit. And after he or she departs from the position, no other person, no successor, no other person to take the responsibility. A leader fills the gap, but whenever a boss leaves a position, the gap is empty. I want to believe whenever a boss is leaving, it always ends up failing. But a leader is always a success whenever he leaves a position. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor, from the audience. I want to move on to the next question that says, do I need an office to exercise my responsibility? Victor, I don't know if you can help us to do justice to this question. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I would like to make some things clear. Every person needs an office to exercise certain authorities. To leadership comes responsibilities. But to be responsible, you don't need a figurative office. The personality is enough. Mastering the personality is enough responsibility for every one of them. The Bible makes us to understand that we are the temple of God. In this temple, deposited talents, gifts that need to be developed to become responsible in the society. As leaders, it is important to note that the actual structural office shouldn't be a limit to be responsible. So, as much as an office is needed to carry out daily duties, the thing of responsibility, the act of responsibility lies in the heart of the leader.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that wonderful answer. We've just heard from him that you don't have to have an office to yourself to be responsible. All you need to do is about, everything you need to do rather is from your heart. You have everything inside of you, your gifts and all that. Just bring them out and you'll find out that you are responsible. Someone is in the audience, he has something to say about the same question. Let's have what you have to say. Thank you.
Just like what our speaker just said, someone does not need an office to be responsible. Responsibility comes from the mind, it comes from the heart. For example, some parts of the world, there is man, he has passion, he has love for the people, and he started carrying out these social responsibilities by controlling the jams of traffic, by sweeping and cleaning the environment. And this later on sparks up this office leadership position in him, and later he became one of the chairmen that local government or in that part.
Thank you so much from the audience for that answer. Right now, I have this third question here, which says, can being responsible get to a negative end? Can it be too much? Ayo, could you please help us with this question? Thank you.
Question. Concerning responsibility getting to a negative end, it's very possible, but as a responsible person, you have to be moderate in everything you do. You have to apply wisdom in everything you do. You are being wise when you are moderate. You see, the Bible says in Proverbs that moderation is better than muscle, and self-control is better than political power. So you have to be moderate in everything you do. Then, apart from that, you also have to do things with your heart as a responsible person, not selfish interest. If you do with selfish interest, everything needs to bounce back and it will lead to a negative end. But you have to do it with your heart. You have to do it right. We are guiding people, we are helping people, we are supporting people, and this has to be done with your heart, so it won't lead to a negative end. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, AY. We got that from AY. You have to be responsible, but you have to do it in moderation. Don't get beyond your leaders, don't go beyond your leaders, don't do what you're not supposed to do. Let everything come from your heart. Let it be, let it be done with moderacy. In moderacy, you do everything. Thank you once again. Daddy, you have something to say about the same question?
Okay, yeah, to buttress the point about doing it for your selfish interest. There's this story of a guy in the Bible who went to like to kill David, that he was responsible for the death of King Saul, because he felt David was going to reward him for killing his enemy. But he got the shock of his life because he was killed instead of being rewarded. So we should take note that being too responsible or trying to take responsibility because of selfish interest can lead to a negative end.
Audience, could you please answer this question for me? Anybody in the audience? How do we deal with leaders who are not encouragers? some leaders are not encouragers. How do we deal with them, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for the question. There are leaders who doesn't encourage their followers. And the followers also have the responsibility of helping and making sure that the leaders fulfill and achieve their goals. One of the ways you can do that is through praying for them. Some of the leaders are very far away. We don't even know them. We have not met them personally. We don't even know their families. We have not been to their offices before. But as a true follower, we can actually pray for them and commit them to God's hand, that God should lead and direct them. The Bible says that the heart of a king even is in his hand. He turneth it wheresoever he willeth. So when we pray for them, God can actually turn them around to do the right thing. Then again, our actions and attitude speak a lot about who a follower is. If we do the right thing at the right time, we're actually helping the leaders to fulfill and achieve their purpose.
Mr. Taiwo, I'm sure you are there. How can we measure the success of a leader?
Thank you very much for the question, sir. I think to be able to assess the performance of a leader, first of all, we have to look at the role he has been able to play when he was or when he is in the office. Now, if you are to leave an office, to assess your performance, you have to know what you have done and how you left the people that you have taken care of while you were there. For instance, we just have a change of power in Nigeria as an example. So to have a very good assessment of the performance of the last administration, we have to look at the condition of the people that are actually governed. So in addition to that also, we still need to assess the accuracy or the success of the leader in terms of transmission of power. So if you are to leave a place, your departure should not necessarily necessitate the death of the organization you are run. Just as what we see in the Bible, Moses did a very good job as a leader by transferring power to someone as brave and as good as Joshua. Thank you.
It's interesting. We are gradually approaching the end of today's program, but I have these two questions that I really want to ask from my heart. Actually, I would like to know, Victor, if I'm responsible, will I be rewarded for this or not?
So far, we've been able to explain what leader is and what responsibility is. The greatest reward we can get from responsibility, because we define it here on this platform, and it comes from the heart. Satisfaction of the heart, peace of mind. These things are priceless. And just because a reward doesn't show, just because it's not open, just because it's not physical, doesn't mean that you don't have your reward. When we help humanity, we give God for the next generation to work on a better platform. Responsibility is everyone's, and we should keep into being responsible. The rewards, even though they are little, there's satisfaction, self-satisfaction, in the drive.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that wonderful response. No matter how little the reward is always big, and it satisfies the heart, actually. I want Eunice to say something about this too. Thank you, Eunice. Can you say something about this?
So much, just to compliment or to add more light to what he has said. In Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10, we see that it says that God is not unjust to forget our labor of love. So for every responsible action that you take, there is actually a reward. God will always remember you and reward you for what you've done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The very last question for this program today is going to be directed to Ayo, and I would like Bishop. Bishop is just being quiet today. I would like him to also say something about the question after Ayo Miko will say something about it. I want to know, Ayo, what are the practical virtues or values of being responsible?
Practical virtues or values. A responsible person must always recognize the need. He must always give possible suggestions to solve, or possible solutions to solve a challenge around him. And if you are responsible and you're not humble, I think it's vain. So you have to be humble as a responsible person. Then finally, you also have to have a positive mindset. If you look at Joshua was not yet a leader. But when they told him to explore the land of Canaan with other people, he came back with a positive report. The others came, apart from Caleb too, the others came with negative reports. But Joshua was responsible and he came back with a positive report. So as a responsible person, you have to have a positive mindset.
Victor, could you just say something about what I just said? Thank you
very much. Somebody that is responsible, when he sees the responsibility, he needs not anybody to tell him. When Phineas in the Bible saw something bad, although it was not good, but because he saw that there is something that needed to be done, he took an action. He was responsible at that instance. Any point in time you see something that you are supposed to do, you take action, that makes you responsible. So anybody that's responsible must always be ready to take action.
Thank you so much. We have come to the very end of the program today. But before I let you go, I have two things. The first thing is that if you have questions, you have any comments you want to make, you can reach us on the email addresses and the phone numbers that you're going to be seeing on the screen right now. And then you can send any question, any request you have just to those addresses. Thank you so much. And just to wrap up, again, thank you, my audience, for that wonderful clap. And just to wrap up today's episode, I'd like to say something to you watching me wherever you are in the world. I want to bring back to you the story of David in the Bible. You know, David was not a leader, but he saw the need. He saw the need to do something. There was this horror thing, terrifying the children of Israel at the time. And then he took up the responsibility, to fight this man. He was a very young man, so it does not matter what your age is. Maybe God is setting you up for your family, for your society, for your community, and for your country at large. You don't have to be a governor. You don't have to be a president. You don't have to be the class governor or whatever thing. Start taking responsibilities. Start from now. See you again next time on another episode of Veritatem. See you, bye-bye.